Hey guys, it's Danny here with Let It Rip Potato Chip Channel, and I know it's been a very long time since I made any new material. A lot of things in my personal life have been up and down, but I'm finally getting back to it. I'm hoping to put out quite a few videos before I get shipped off to the United States Army. Um, those of you don't know, I did join the Army, and we'll be doing that for quite some time. Hopefully, I'll be making videos while I'm in and while I'm home, and obviously still making music and stuff. But it's definitely a choice I needed to make and wanted to make. Those that watch me outside of the United States, it's the American Army, United States Army. But today we're going to get to the guitars that I have within my arsenal, from the worst to the best. Some of these guitars, reasons being, they might be a great guitar, but the story behind it is the reason why it's not like the best guitar. And starting off with that is going to be my Washburn Idol. And this is my Washburn Idol, Nick Catney's signature series, American made, 17 of 18 models. Right there in the back of the headstock, you can see 17 of 18. He had these custom made for himself for touring and stuff, and I happened to be friends with him years and years and years ago. And I got this guitar. Now, he's been out of Black Label for quite some time, and he's had some kind of not so good allegations against him and court appearances and what have you. That's the story that makes this guitar my worst in my arsenal. You can look it up. I'm not going to get into details about it. I'm not going to slam him or anything, because it's none of my business. But besides that, the guitar looks amazing. I love the paint job on it, red and gray. Set neck, and it's got a way to where you can get into those higher frets. It's got that Les Paul feel, but not that Les Paul heaviness. I love the ebony fret, the ET and the inlay for Evil Twin. Got Scully right in the headstock inlaid in there. EMGs 85, 81. They are the active ones, so the battery's in the little pick plate back here. Nick did sign it here and here for me. But I mean, it's a great guitar, but again, things that are going on with him have made it my worst. And the next one on the docket is this Millage Mockingbird. Probably the worst guitar I have. It's just way too damn heavy. Sitting down or standing up, this horn stabs you right in the gut. Not a very comfortable guitar to play. I've had this guitar for years and years and years and never got rid of it, because this guitar belonged and toured with the guitar player from Danger, Rob. I forget his last name. Things I like about the guitar, though, is 24 fret. It's still very hard to get into the higher frets, though, even though it's 24. Neck through, I like that. The color, I do like the red color to it. It's got the Floyd in it, but besides that, I don't like it. Real reason why I got it is because, like, oh my god, the Rockstar played it, So, Rob, if you want your guitar back, let me know. All right, this next guitar, it's got no name on it. I don't know where it comes from, other than it looks Japanese. Again, no name brand, no nothing on it. I love this guitar because it's got that 70s, 80s look to it, kind of like, obviously I love Michael Schenker, and I love Flying V's. And I got this at Music Around for $60. I couldn't let it go because it just looks awesome. For being such a cheap guitar, though, it does sound great. Um, Things I don't like about it, though, I really don't like gold hardware all that much. Obviously, I know I can change it out or whatnot, but I don't really like changing parts out on a guitar. Obviously, there's a mismatch because somebody changed the tuner keys. Obviously, they're silver while the hardware is gold. Um, you can tell by the holes on the back of the headstock. Another thing, I really, really don't like bolt-ons unless it's a Strat body kind of style. Um, but for being as old as it is and the cheapiness of the pickups, it does sound great, does feel great. It's a very light guitar, and again, I'm a sucker for flying V's. And next up is my Schecter Demon 7. This is my first 7-string I've ever gotten. Actually got it this year. Never played one before, never really goofed around on one before. So I finally got one, and I do like the feature of having that 7-string to get to those lower tones. It does give an additive to it. It does give another attitude to the guitar. Does have these Schecter pickups, which they do sound great, even though they're not like name brand. They are active pickups. There is the battery pack in the back, so they do need to be powered by battery. I do love the thumb stop on the back of the headstock. That's one of my favorite features, probably on a neck. It's got these cross inlays to make it, more kind of metally, I guess. I am a sucker for white on a guitar. The only thing I would have a problem with it is maybe changing out the pickups to something better. And the way that the neck feels, going from a 6-string to a 7-string like this is a really wide neck. Kind of feels like you're gripping a 2x4. But, it's one of those things you got to get used to. But I do love this guitar a lot. Now, this is my Fender Strat. I've had this for a very long time. I am a fan of, older rock like Rainbow and UFO and things like that, to where, those guys did use Strats. But obviously I have SRV right here for Stevie Ray Vaughan. Huge guitar hero to me, huge blues influence on me. I have a lot of white guitars. So I am a sucker for white. I love maple necks. My opinion, maple necks on any color Strat look amazing. I think that's the look it is. Again, that's just my opinion. It's got the bolt-on, which obviously that's notorious with Fenders. But being a neck stripe in the back, again, maple neck. This guitar's never really let me down, ever. Going from kind of a Sabbathy sound to ultimate, jazz and blues. So it's one of my favorite guitars in my arsenal. So this is the first Dean ML. You'll see a lot of these come through. But this is not the Far Beyond Driven signature series of dimes. This is just a regular ML79 with the transburst. I did put the dime bucker in it, of course, so it gives it that higher pitched sound, and I can get those tones that Daryl had. It's a set neck. I did put stickers on it. I'm not a big sticker guy. That's why they're not on the front. They're on the back. It's got that Floyd Rose in it. The only thing with this guitar that I wish it had was the V-neck that go on a lot of Dean MLs. It's got that D or C neck feel to it. The V point puts your thumb right where it needs to be. But it is one of my favorite guitars in my arsenal. I'm a sucker for pointy guitars, and especially MLs. So this is the guitar, the Flying V that I built. It's got no name brand. Built it myself. It is a set neck on the back with my Aviv paint job I put on there. Put a little upside down cross on the headstock. Got a pop socket right here, kind of mocking Michael Schenker's little additives to his guitar. I got a German World War I medal on the guitar as well. So another salute to Mr. Michael Schenker since he is German. I put EMGs in this guitar. It's got black and silver hardware that I've put on it. One volume knob, one tone, and a 3-way switch. This is where normally the pot for where your jack goes in. I filled that in and put the jack input right here. And what else but a little foxtail. So, it's one of my favorites because it's something I put time and effort into, and it actually turned out great. Next up, we got my Jackson Kelly. My dad actually got this custom made for me many years ago. It's an American-made one. Floyd Rose with Seymour Duncans in it. Sounds amazing. 24 frets. We got the shark tooth inlays. Complete neck through. And the paint job is amazing. Purple is my favorite color, so just having something like this, is amazing that he got that custom made for me. It's got that Explorer shape, so it just sits well within, playing range, and you can rest your hand. It's got a beveled edge on it, so it doesn't slice into you like most guitars do. But other than that, it's one of my favorite. And I know you guys have seen this guitar a lot, Dean Stealth. It is one of the first off the line for the first Stealths that came out with Dean. Daryl did design this guitar. Unfortunately, he never got to play it. Obviously, he did get to play it with Washburn, but he never got to play it with Dean. It does have Dimebag's signature pickups in there, the Dimebucker, diamond inlays with the razor blade neck inlay at the 12th, giant headstock. It's got that V-neck feature that I really love, the thumb stop. Obviously, having a big headstock and having a Floyd, it needs that extra weight there to, keep it from cracking, and also keeps you from sliding all the way up the headstock. It's got that snake skin feature. The only thing that you can find these is used. You'll never find a new one. I actually got mine brand spanking new. No one ever touched it. I'm the only man that has touched this guitar, and it's one of my favorite all-time guitars to record and just noodle around with. Very hard to rank these last couple of guitars because they're my favorite of all favorite. This is a Gibson Explorer 1989, and it's absolutely one of my favorite guitars to ever play, ever pick up. I'm always a sucker for pointy guitars, and what more pointier guitar can you get than a Gibson Explorer? It's got a set neck on the back. You can tell, how old this guitar is just by seeing that the neck is wider than the body. So it's got that cream aged look to it, from the weather getting to it, from smoke getting to it, all that kind of stuff. But ebony fretboard, and it just sounds amazing, plays amazing, feels amazing. It's a light guitar for how big it is. So this is my first Dean ML I ever got. This is after Dimebag got killed, and when he actually went back to Dean after his Washburn contract was up. So I actually got one of these. It's not Dimebag's signature series, obviously, but I wanted something to have that was his, and he always played. So I ended up finding this one in California. It's got big block inlays in it. It's got DiMarzio pickups, which sound freaking amazing. It's got a set neck on the back. The back of the guitar looks as great as the front of the guitar, in my opinion. American made. It's got the smaller Dean headstock on it, but it's still pretty big, It's got abalone and mother of pearl inlaid. It's got Dean Zielinski's signature on the headstock, Grover tuners, and again, it's just a very, very amazing guitar. It's got that V-neck on the back. Again, plant your thumb just right where it needs to be, and so easy to get up into these higher frets on these guitars. And again, pointy, sucker. And the last guitar that is up is my white Dean ML 79. Why this is ranked so high? Again, I'm a sucker for Dean MLs. Obviously, I'm a huge Dimebag Darrell and Pantera fan, and this is the guitar that he used. He used this type of one back in the 80s when he was still doing glam metal with Pantera. It's got that V-neck on the back of it, so again, your thumb plants great, getting to the higher frets. For not being Dimebag signature pickups, they still sound amazing. It's got the fat headstock, thumb stop on the back again, Floyd Rose, and again, I can't say much more to this guitar, but why it's one of my favorites. It's not the way it plays, it's not the way it feels, it's not the way it sounds. All those are great. The reason why this is so ranked is because my wife actually got me this guitar without me saying anything, wanting it, asking for it. She knew that I kind of always wanted this one, and just out of the blue one day she got it for me, and it's been one of my favorites to play and have in my collection. So guys, thanks for watching so much and keeping in touch. I do see your comments, I do see your likes, I do see your subscribes. Even recently, it's still going without me even putting out any material. I do appreciate it, I really do. Again, I'm hoping to make a lot more videos here before I get sent off to basic. But other than that, I really do hope you enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, all the bullshit you have to do with fucking YouTube. So, other than that, always remember, let it rip, tater chip.